was trying to eat. What's going on today?
I'm on punishment now. So this multiple times it's done this. When I start recording, it will fix. So let's see if it happens again.
Oh, again, huh? Y'all aren't
The screen is stuck. It's not playing.
Oh, thank you.
Where you been, in church?
No, just handling some business.
So let me see if it lets me watch.
Okay, well, let me have a seat because I'm hypoglycemic.
See, it's not moving. It's paused, but it's playing. It's another video.
It's the Center of Patrol, Dallas Police Department. Sergeant Johnson, how can I help you?
Okay, it fixed. I went outside of my videos and I went to watch something else. So this is just a part of my life. You know, the trolls on the YouTube channel, they make excuses for it. No, when these things would happen, my text would shut off. My data would shut off. And when I could not use it, I would surf and watch things that they deemed inappropriate, and it would just shut off. And then I tried to go to Salvation Army and have them report it because I said it happens multiple times, and the domestic violence part would not help me report it. And they said, I'm reporting nothing. I said, wait a minute. You're supposed to be with domestic abuse, and you won't help me report this? And you see my phone is malfunctioning? No, I'm not. And walked off. But most of the time, they was guarded the domestic abuse people at Salvation Army. And, you know, there's a lot of experiences that I just won't report. So, you know, I've heard some parties say, you know, it's not that bad. Just get over it. Not having law enforcement, not having your daughter paying a phone bill and barely can get service. Just get over it. Just get over it. Their rights aren't being taken. They're not getting violated. But I had people kind of felt a little bit how I felt with COVID. Because I've experienced COVID before COVID happened. Getting arrested for riding the bus. I thought initially it was a scheme because that's how my life was, with one scheme after another one. And I told them I'd be back in 2 weeks. The Northern District Court finally took up that case, and bam, COVID. So it has escalated to a great deal. So, but initially, if you were in my shoes, when you think initially it was a scheme, look at how many other schemes have transpired. So if you don't know, when you're going through all this chaos and scheming everywhere you go, I just thought it was more lies. But when I realized it was worldwide and all these things were going on, and I was like, okay, that would be a pretty big hoax. But if you really know, take a walk in my shoes, you can see why I initially thought that was just another scheme, because there has been multiple schemes to violate my rights. And a lot of parties involved. And initially, when this was brand new, I really didn't know how to verbalize what I was experiencing, how to report it, because I really didn't know myself. I couldn't pinpoint my experience, but now that I'm experienced it longer, it all boils down to the police. I think, why would businesses tell me to get out before COVID? I just walk in, get out. Why would they burn my food and then give me a criminal trespass? Sometimes, 3 or 4 times a day, I could not eat because it was one business after another scheming. So I recorded it. And if you didn't know what I was experiencing, you would think, you know, you're just getting into it with all these people when you're going to know they were scheming. I would go in there and they would say, get out. That's why I started recording it. They would scheme, so I would out living in a tent. I tried to get water. They denied me beverage purchases, water, living in a tent. I get on the bus and I tried to go across town. So because the area that I lived in, they would scheme. So I couldn't get services. So I tried to go outside of the area and it was still schemes. I went all the way to Racetrack. They schemed. Called the police on me. Then they arrested me. It was a man that was in another video, Wilkins. He arrested me at Racetrack for trying to purchase food and other items. Well, I had left the Racetrack and they talked the businesses into doing it. So the business called the police when all the food was put up. And I said, what happened to the food? And they called the police. But that's what the police are telling them to do. So my phone was going dead. So I know that the police were involved. So I left racetrack and tried to go charge my phone. And they caught me they prevented me from charging my phone. I said, I would like to get to the charger to charge my phone. And they didn't want me to because they knew they were committing a crime. So Wilkinson and another police arrested me. And when I told them how many false arrests I had, they let me go. That was too many for him. That's the same one that came out on the when I was trying to report the phone issues that wouldn't help me get in a safe environment at the Salvation Army. So a lot of the experiences, a lot of the things people just wouldn't understand, and I just, it would just be better off not explaining. But that's what happened. Businesses would tell me to get out upon my arrival. And I did not know these people, and they would deny me purchase, and some of them would just scheme. Like the Jack in the Box. I went in there, and she would not let me buy food. She handed us, I rode the bus there. And it happened so often, and then when the COVID scheme, I don't know. I'm not going to say COVID scheme, but that's what it felt like to me. I was closing in on it. Why would the Social Security close the whole building down so I can't get benefits? And that was the second time that the Social Security Administration would not let me find out about the benefits. Why won't, it's a lot of other stuff that I don't want to go into detail, but these are some major parts of the government that were covering up for crimes and closing down and locking down, and the police were getting involved so I could not report issues. The child support. How in the world can anyone talk someone into stealing someone's child support payments that are already behind? I still don't have information on it. How do you get that corrupt where you steal child support payments? The mail, and I know exactly how it sounds because I would not believe it if I had not experienced it. So here's just another report. My phone malfunctioning. I have to live my life with being put on punishment, and it is a lot better now. It just freezes the screen when it gets ready for it. Before, it would just cut off. Like they decided, you're on punishment. You're never going to get this phone service again, and I didn't. AT&T would not give me my phone service, period. At all. And would not give me my money back, period. So at least they're not, that was pretty bad punishment, paying for a phone bill and couldn't get service. So at least it's not that bad.